Do your legs feel heavier lately? Maybe your steps are getting slower, or, you just feel a bit more off balance than usual. You might honestly think you're snacking smart, picking healthy options. But what if some of those varied choices are uh, quietly stealing your strength? Maybe even inflaming your joints without you realizing it.
It's a real possibility.
Today, we're going to take a deep dive into something lots of us eat without a second thought: nuts.
hmm
We've looked at a whole lot of research to uncover some, well, surprising truths about which nuts can genuinely help rebuild your strength.
And maybe more importantly, which ones might be working against you, especially if you're over 65.
Exactly. Okay, let's unpack this.
So our mission in this deep dive is, well, it's pretty clear. We want to expose the 4 nuts you should probably never eat after 65.
Right.
And on the flip side, the 4 you really must start eating now to help reclaim your strength, your vitality.
And we're going to rank them too, aren't we?
Yes, from least to most dangerous, and also from helpful to most powerful. So you get clear, actionable information, fast.
Because really, this isn't about giving up snacks you enjoy altogether. It's more about making smarter choices,
Informed choices.
giving your body the right fuel at the right time, the kind of fuel it's probably been, well, begging for.
Absolutely.
So if you're ready to start building that strength back up, let's get into the nuts that can actually help you. We'll start with our number 4 must-eat nut,
Okay.
the one kicking off our list: pistachios.
Red pistachios. What's really interesting here is how they directly target something pretty common for people over 65, which is circulation.
Okay.
If your legs often feel heavy or slow, maybe cold, or you get tingling, tightness, numbness in your hands, that could be circulation struggling a bit.
Makes sense.
Pistachios have these compounds that actually help widen blood vessels. They tend to narrow naturally as we age. So this helps support smoother, more stable blood flow, and that delivers vital oxygen right to those hardworking muscles, your legs, your back, even your brain.
Wow, that sounds incredibly important for those kind of nagging age-related feelings. So, beyond just better blood flow, what differences might someone actually feel, day to day?
Good question.
And also, what's the catch? How do you get the right kind of pistachios?
Yeah.
There are so many options out there.
Well, you'll likely notice less heaviness, maybe less swelling, dizziness, even less pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that translates to more strength, feeling more alert, having more sustained energy through the day. Some people even report like better color in their skin or a new warmth in their hands and feet. That kind of dead, heavy feeling starts to fade.
Okay.
Now, the trick, and this is crucial, they must be dry roasted or raw.
Right.
No oil, no salt, no sugar. Those salty, flavored ones. They basically undo everything the good stuff is trying to do.
Okay. So keep it simple.
Exactly. Just a small handful between meals is usually potent enough.
Got it. Okay. From circulation support, let's switch gears a bit to pure muscle fuel. Our number 3 must-eat nut. This one targets strength right from the source: almonds.
Yes, almonds. If you're over 65 and you're noticing maybe some weakness in your hands, a bit of shakiness when you stand, or just feeling totally wiped out after simple tasks that used to be easy.
Yeah, that feeling.
Well, your muscles might essentially be starving for the right nutrients. Almonds are like powerful muscle fuel.
Okay.
They deliver this precise mix of protein, essential minerals, and these unique muscle-repairing nutrients. They're designed to fight that natural muscle loss that happens with age.
Sarcopenia. Right.
Exactly. And maintain lean tissue, support your joints, and keep those critical nerves firing correctly. They're packed with magnesium, too.
Okay, so for anyone feeling that, that unexplained tiredness, or maybe their grip isn't what it used to be, almonds sound like a direct fix. You mentioned magnesium. How does that specific mineral, which is so high in almonds, play into this, especially for an older body?
Magnesium is, well, it's a superstar, particularly as we get older. It helps muscles relax, it helps regulate your heart rhythm, and generally just calms the body after stress or fatigue. And that translates directly into less trembling, less overall muscle tightness, and just a more comfortable feeling of strength and stability.
Makes sense.
But again, the rule for almonds is strict: dry roasted or raw.
Oh.
We're talking clean, whole almonds.
Mhm.
Not the candied ones, not roasted in oil, definitely not the heavily salted kinds.
Right.
You can toss a handful into your breakfast, maybe add a few to lunch, or just keep some nearby for those energy dips in the afternoon.
Good tip. All right, moving on to our number 2 must-eat nut. And this one, I think, often surprises people because of its, well, its reputation,
Ah,
the
yes.
humble peanut.
That's right. But crucially, the right kind of peanut can absolutely help restore strength after 65. It won't hurt you.
Okay, the right kind.
Exactly. They provide a really balanced profile of protein, healthy fats, and minerals that your muscles are actively looking for repair and function. And importantly, they also help regulate blood sugar. That means fewer energy crashes, fewer dizzy spells, fewer of those moments where you suddenly feel weak.
Yeah, those are scary.
And yes, they also offer magnesium like almonds, which helps calm tight muscles and supports a smooth, steady heartbeat.
It really is a game changer when you understand the potential, but it's worth saying again, right? This isn't about that sugary peanut butter in a jar
Definitely not.
or those honey roasted snacks you see everywhere.
No, we're talking real, clean, dry roasted peanuts. Whole, plain, no salt, no flavoring.
Back to basics.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Just one handful is enough to actively help fight that muscle shrinkage, maybe improve your grip strength, reduce that feeling of getting winded easily,
Okay.
all while helping bring a sense of calm to tight muscles. It really is about getting back to the simple whole food.
Okay, that's powerful. And finally, the number one must-eat nut, our absolute powerhouse.
Brazil nuts.
Brazil nuts. Okay.
Yes, these are incredibly rich. They're dense with minerals your body is often, frankly, starved for, especially selenium.
Selenium, right. I heard about that.
Think of the selenium in Brazil nuts not just as a mineral, but more like a vital catalyst for your body's aging repair system.
A catalyst. How so?
It's like reigniting your cellular spark plugs. It's crucial for regenerating muscle tissue that naturally breaks down with age
Okay.
and for sharpening nerve signals that can slow down. This
Hmm.
helps you maintain, surprising agility even as you get older.
Reigniting the spark plugs. That's a
Definitely.
great way to put it. So how does that translate into daily life for someone worried about their strength, their balance?
Mm.
And given you said they're potent, is there a limit? How many should we actually be eating?
It translates pretty directly into recharging your muscles,
Mhm.
actively pushing back against that muscle loss, the decline in balance, and nerve fatigue. You might find yourself standing up stronger, maybe walking longer distances without tiring, recovering faster after you do something physical. It often leads to what people describe as having solid legs again, or strong mornings.
That sounds fantastic.
And yes, you hit on a critical point. They are potent. You should only eat one or two a day.
Just one or two.
That's it. More can actually be too much. It could potentially lead to getting too much selenium or other minerals. Just one or two is the sweet spot.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. All right. So we've uncovered some pretty powerful allies there for strength and vitality. But what if, without even knowing it, some of your go-to snacks are actually working against you?
That's the other side of the coin, isn't it?
Exactly. It's time to expose the hidden saboteurs, the nuts that might be quietly chipping away at your hard-earned strength after 65.
Yeah, this part might genuinely surprise some people.
I think so too. We're going to shine a light on some surprising culprits, starting with a really common favorite at number 4 on our never touch list, cashews.
Right, cashews. Look, they often seem harmless, maybe even healthy, but the processed versions are a real problem, especially for an aging body.
Processed versions. What do you mean specifically?
When they're roasted in those cheap inflammatory oils like vegetable or seed oils and then coated in salt, that's the issue.
Oh, okay.
They can trigger silent inflammation in your blood vessels, which puts a strain on your heart. They can overload your kidneys with all that sodium and those low-quality seed oils. They actively ramp up stiffness and joint pain. They can tighten your arteries, and some research even suggests they can make your memory feel fuzzier.
Wow.
Basically, they clog up your body's recovery systems and weaken circulation from the inside out. They drive up this hidden inflammation you might not feel until it's already causing problems.
That's pretty serious. So, what are the common symptoms people might feel but maybe not connect to eating these kinds of cashews?
Good question.
And if someone really loves cashews, is there like a safer way, a
Yeah.
smart swap?
You might notice things like persistently raised blood pressure, maybe joints feeling increasingly stiff, just a general sluggish feeling, perhaps unexplained swelling, or feeling a bit off balance.
Okay.
Things like feeling slower, stiffer, more drained than you should, maybe swollen ankles, brain fog, or those sudden energy crashes, they can all be linked.
Right.
Now, if you love cashews, the smart swap is definitely possible and immediate. Switch to the raw, unsalted versions
Okay, raw and unsalted.
and keep your portions small. Absolutely steer clear of those shiny flavored snack packs you see in stores. They're usually a cocktail of high sodium, chemical coatings, and those artificial oils that just do more harm than good.
Got it. Avoid the shiny packs. Okay, from cashews, let's turn to number 3 on our never touch list. Pecans.
Pecans.
Yep.
Delicious, but tricky. They are inherently high in fat. And the crucial point here, especially after 65, is that our digestion naturally slows down and our metabolism drops.
Right, things change.
Exactly. Which means your body simply isn't as efficient at processing those dense fats, especially if you eat a lot of them. Okay.
And the candied, flavored, or glazed pecans, those are absolute hidden pitfalls. They're loaded with processed sugars, artificial flavorings, or those inflammatory seed oils we just talked about.
So traps, basically.
Total tracks. Even raw pecans, if you eat large amounts, can really weigh your system down. Plus, their delicate oils can go rancid quite fast, which isn't good. And any added sugar just wreaks havoc on blood sugar stability, making you feel sluggish. It makes sense that our bodies just handle things differently as we age. So, what specific physical feelings or issues might signal that pecans, even raw ones, could be causing problems? And what's the best approach if someone really enjoys them?
Typically, you might feel it as bloat or maybe a general feeling of inflammation, sluggish circulation perhaps.
Okay.
Your legs might ache more after sitting for a while. Your stomach feels tight after meals. Or your energy just seems to vanish way too quickly in the day.
Yeah.
Stiffer knees, puffier ankles, maybe a more sensitive digestive system overall. Those can all be telltale signs. The fix, if you're a pecan fan, is pretty simple. Keep your consumption small, raw, and honestly, very rare.
Small, raw, and rare.
Exactly. Think of them as an occasional treat, definitely not a daily snack.
Got it. Okay, coming in at number 2 on the avoid list. This one might surprise people too because it's often linked with healthy fats. Macadamia nuts.
Yeah, macadamias, they certainly taste rich and creamy, don't they?
They do.
But once you're over 65, your body really needs clean, efficient fuel. And macadamias are kind of the opposite.
How so?
They're packed with incredibly dense fats. These can literally weigh your body down, significantly slow your digestion, and kind of clog your energy pathways from the inside out.
Clog your energy pathways.
Yeah, it sounds dramatic, but it basically means your body struggles to convert them efficiently. This can silently build up inflammation, cause bloating, and might contribute to stubborn weight gain.
Okay.
And the damage often shows up quietly over time in your legs feeling heavy, your back aching, maybe your balance feeling less steady. Plus, they're incredibly easy to overeat because they taste so good.
That's true.
You can quickly consume hundreds of calories, mostly from these problematic dense fats.
That's a strong warning then. So beyond just the weight gain risk, what are the direct effects on, say, movement and just overall well-being that someone might notice? And what's the absolute best course of action with macadamia nuts?
You'll likely experience more sluggish movement, maybe slower recovery after any kind of activity, more stiffness, and often a noticeable decrease in strength. On top of that, digestive issues and persistent joint pain often crop up. Your legs might just feel heavier. Your knees hurt more often, your energy crashes faster than it used to,
Right.
leaving you feeling less stable on your feet. The clearest action here, honestly, it's best to just cut them out.
Come out entirely.
Pretty much. There are so many leaner, cleaner nuts available, like the ones we talked about earlier, that actually support circulation, movement, and strength without these negative side effects.
Okay, fair enough. And now, the number 1 most dangerous nut. You describe this as one of the most misleading foods for people over 65.
Yes, all nuts.
Walnuts. But they're always promoted as healthy. Brain food, omega-3s?
Exactly. And that's why it's so critical to understand this. Yes, they contain beneficial compounds, but they're also heavy in very delicate oils that often just don't interact well with an older body.
Okay, why is that?
As we age, our metabolism slows down, right? Our natural detox systems aren't quite as robust, and our inflammation response becomes much more sensitive.
Right.
The healthy fats in walnuts, particularly their omega-6 content compared to omega-3, can build up too much, too fast in this context. It can create an imbalance.
An imbalance.
Yes. And their oils also spoil incredibly quickly. They can go rancid easily. Sometimes you can even taste it, that slightly bitter flavor.
Yeah, I know that taste.
That bitterness is actually a sign of decay, of oxidation. And these oxidized fats can then contribute to systemic inflammation and oxidative stress in the body.
So they're actually straining the system.
In an older, more sensitive system, yes, they can strain your body's delicate balance and its recovery mechanisms rather than supporting them like you'd hope.
So it's not just that they're bad fats, it's that they become counterproductive specifically for an aging body's systems. Is that right?
Precisely. That's a great way to put it.
So what would be the practical, daily impact of this internal struggle someone might be feeling?
Well, this imbalance in inflammation often leads to stiffer joints, maybe slower digestion, a persistently bloated feeling in the belly, and energy that just seems to evaporate before noon.
Hmm.
That quiet underlying inflammation can manifest as tighter knees, swollen ankles, cloudy thinking that brain fog people talk about chronic tiredness, even poor sleep.
Wow.
Many people report persistent joint pain, maybe morning stiffness that takes ages to wear off, or even a mild pressure in the head or eyes. It all contributes to that frustrating brain fog and sluggish circulation.
Okay, that connects a lot of dots. So the action here,
The action is clear. Stop eating them entirely.
just cut them out.
Yes. Replace them with those nuts we discussed earlier. Pistachios, almonds, peanuts, Brazil nuts.
Yeah.
The ones that actively calm inflammation, support circulation, and truly fuel your strength. So when we put it all together, what does this all mean? We've looked at both sides today, haven't we?
We have.
The 4 nuts that can genuinely help build your strength, boost your balance, keep your legs moving with vitality.
The good guys.
Right. And then the 4 that might be quietly, maybe insidiously wearing you down.
Yeah.
This really isn't about guessing anymore, is it? It's about taking informed control. Because let's face it, after 65, eating the wrong food doesn't just slow you down.
No.
It can actually take something fundamental away from your independence.
Wow, that has certainly given us a lot to chew on, pun intended. Some of those insights, especially about common snacks like walnuts and cashews, are truly eye-opening.
Mm.
Now, here's an important question for you, the listener, to consider. Think about your own snack habits for a moment. What's one nut you've been eating regularly, maybe daily, without giving it much thought?
Yeah. Reflect on that.
Based on what we've discussed, was it potentially helping you, or could it just possibly have been contributing to some of those subtle issues you've been feeling? The stiffness, the fatigue, the balance?
And this really brings up a broader, important question, doesn't it? How else might seemingly small, everyday dietary choices be impacting your daily strength, your mobility, and ultimately your independence in ways you haven't even considered yet?
Absolutely. Knowing what to eat, and just as importantly, what to avoid, means your body can finally get the precise support it's been needing.
That's the goal.
It allows you to potentially reclaim your energy, your independence, and really your ability to live life the way you truly want to.